The New York Times is reporting special counsel Robert Mueller is now looking into whether informal advisor to the Trump campaign Roger Stone had the inside track to Wikileaks in 2016, with prior knowledge of the group's plan to release those hacked DNC and Hillary Clinton emails. The report cites a never-reported email exchange between Roger Stone and the Trump campaign chief strategist Steve Bannon. After Julian Assange went public with those emails. The New York Times is reporting, quote, the email exchange not previously reported underscores how Mr. Stone presented himself to Trump campaign officials as a conduit of inside information from Wikileaks, Russia's chosen repository for documents hacked from Democrat computers, end quote. Stone, who had publicly predicted Wikileaks would release those hacked emails, is denying claims that he had any inside info, writing an op-ed in the Daily Caller, which says, quote, What I am guilty of is using publicly available information in a solid tip to bluff, posture, hype, and punk Democrats on Twitter. This is called politics. It's not illegal, end quote. Charlie, is that what it is?
Yeah, increasingly it's become that. But we have to be very careful about all this because, of course, I doubt that Robert Mueller is the source of any of this information. So that leaves a couple of the other characters involved as possible sources of these leaked emails. And then you have to sort of think about, well, what's in it for them and why are they releasing this stuff? And it's a 3D chess game that we don't entirely understand. And Roger Stone has been the master of dirty tricks going back a long, long time. And he knows how to instigate things like this. And, you know, I dare say I couldn't imagine that we know right now what
can
exactly
I just get
he's
to the point? Because the point is always the president of the United States.
Right.
I don't think anybody really cares about Roger Stone or some of these, you know,
but he could get hung up in
people. So that's my question. I mean, so put this in the constellation of the president, this man, Roger Stone, and what they're saying he knew about a situation.
I have a hard time seeing how anybody is going to pin anything that is going on at that level to the president. But that doesn't mean that Roger Stone doesn't find himself in a really bad situation if he's not been truthful or if you know, some of his claims have been
again, if it doesn't have anything to do with the White House, which is the people's house, I don't think we really care about what happens
we
to
may
Roger
not,
Stone,
but,
do we?
But Mueller might still want to, if he has
and use it as leverage or
just to indict Roger Stone on his own.
Yeah.
I mean, not even to squeeze anyone, just to get Roger Stone.
If at the end of the day he says, well, this guy lied to these people.
Oh, lied to the FBI.
Yeah, and then, you know.
Is that the crime if he lied to the FBI? Because if he knows about it, did he have an obligation to stop it? I mean, I'm asking it honestly. You know, what's the difference of this saying he knows about it or he helped orchestrate it? Like, what's the end game in there?
I would think that the real thing is if he wasn't truthful about it, and
to whom?
To the feds. To Mueller.
That seems to be why. That seems to be the stomping ground.
I've said that all along. Look at Martha Stewart. Yeah. She was never even charged with insider trading criminally. Yeah. She went to jail in West Virginia for 5 months for a process crime for lying to investigators and
or the entire Starr report.
And I think most of the people who have entered guilty pleas related to the Mueller investigation so far, it's related to lying to the FBI for a process crime. One thing we do know about Roger Stone, the Wall Street Journal reported earlier this week, they've subpoenaed material related to Roger Stone's. These were conference calls he was doing and advertising in August of that year. They've also gotten his text messages, the special counsel has, emails and social media messages. So they have all that information. It's very easy to nail you. If they ask you about that and you tell the feds one thing and your emails or text messages prove something else, they'll nail you for that crime too.
Or he was bragging and lying. You know, he was saying he's boasting.
And we've heard that along the way,
too. But he said that he got a tip, right? He said, I got a really good tip. So was that tip from Julian Assange or it was from some guy on the corner? And also, if he did know that this was going to happen, which turned Comey's October surprise into, you know, an even bigger surprise for the Hillary Clinton campaign, if he was conspiring with WikiLeaks to dump this information at that exact moment to influence the election, and WikiLeaks is run by foreigners, is that conspiring with a foreign power to impact the U.S. election?
Is knowing conspiring? Like if somebody told
I'm just saying,
I'm curious.
it might not just be, you know, saying like, oh, you know, it's bluff and bluster and posturing. He might actually have been working with a foreign power.